moving on. We're rattling through these questions, guys. It's fantastic to be doing this again, and it is getting a bit warm, so you have to forgive me for drinking water as I'm going through. But it's yeah, I'm just having a great time here. Okay, so I've got another question here that's come in from an anonymous person. So whoever you are, hi there. So as a solicitor, how do I speed up transactions and make more money when I'm being told to invest heavily in technology and I can't afford it? Okay, well, nice and short, quick question. Thank you. Okay, so this is something that I'm seeing. So this is coming from the other side of the equation now, as to the previous question. So this is dealing now with, you know, being a solicitor in the game, trying to get transactions done and over the line and make more money, but they're being told that the, shall we say, the silver bullet, the magic pill to their problems is to invest in technology. And I'm seeing quite a bit of advice floating around from industry experts that are suggesting that's the way that solicitors go. And I think, frankly, speaking very bluntly, that lacks an understanding of what most, did I say most, of what a lot of conveyancing solicitors are facing in the marketplace. And it comes back to what I was talking about in the previous question, which is a lot of solicitors are selling their service on a commoditized basis, okay, and without moving away from that commoditized service basis, they're going to end up in this perpetual hamster wheel to nowhere, running round and round and round, charging low value fees, getting more and more stressed out because they're piling upon more and more work on their colleagues' heads to try and make a profit in their business. And fundamentally, you have to reach a point, which it sounds to me like you've reached by asking this question. You have to get to a point where you say, hang on a minute, this isn't working. You know, we're not making enough money. Indemnity insurance is going up every year, okay, which it is for a lot of firms. As a consequence, that's squeezing our margins, and then we're being asked to pay out referral fees to referrers to get work in. Well, perhaps we need to do something. And in a lot of cases, the first remedy is to look at the price to service ratio. And what I mean by that is, can you offer exemplary service to your clients for a higher price point? Okay, because at the moment, buyers and sellers are prepared to pay. And I believe that they will continue to be prepared to pay as long as they're receiving value. And a lot of people can't get their heads around this idea of price equating to value, okay? And here's how I'll dress it up for you. We did a survey, WiggyWam did a survey, this is probably going back about 18 months now. And we found that probably 4 out of 5 of buyers and sellers don't want the cheapest fees, okay? They don't want the cheapest estate agent. They don't want the cheapest solicitor. What they want is the pressure and the stress taken off them, and they want a good job doing for the money that they're paying, okay? When you can sort of sit back, right, and look at your client's journey, and it is really helpful for both estate agents and solicitors. If they've gone through a house move recently, most of them will tell you that it was a bloody nightmare and they'd never do it again, okay? But you have to look at that journey and go, okay, so why was it a nightmare? Why was it hard work? Why was it stressful? What were the things that went wrong? And then how do I solve those problems for our clients in a way that allows me to add value to their moving journey? And the problem is, for most solicitors and estate agents, they haven't moved in recent years, okay? They're immune to how difficult it is for the average punter because they're used to dealing with it every day. And I'm saying this with a whole lot of love and respect, but it's the only way to get through to a marketplace that's become immune to the impact it has on people's day-to-day lives when they're trying to move home, okay? And unless people stand back and go, do you know what? It is a bit of a bloody nightmare. So what are the things that we need to put in place to change this entire journey for people? And if you read, you know, to not blow my own trumpet here, but if you read Home Buyers Secrets, I actually map out the journey for solicitors and estate agents to follow that will help their clients to move home quickly without facing all of the stress and the burdens that they currently face, okay? And by doing that, you're offering more value, and therefore you can add a premium to your price point, okay? It's not simply the case of doing the same work and charging more money for it, which is what a lot of people are doing now, because they've realized that actually clients are desperate, they've got nowhere to turn, so they can put a premium on. That's not what we're talking about. It's no point going to a client saying, yeah, it's 26 weeks for you to move house and it's £3,000, for your fee. That's not what we're talking about here. What we're talking about is actually taking away the barriers for them to actually get into the home of their dreams or to sell their home. What do they need? What do they need help with? Do they need a seller's pack? Oh, well, seller's packs don't do anything for the marketplace. Well, are you sure? Have you tried them? Have you really used them to full effect? Because I can tell you some of the people that we've worked with where we've supplied seller's packs to them, the solicitors have said they haven't received them and they've received them 3 times. So what's breaking down in the chain of command within the solicitor's office where they're not getting the information in time or they're not receiving it at all? Okay, these are the sorts of things that you need to stand back and look at your entire journey or your customer's entire journey with you to achieve their objective. What's the goal and objective? What are they trying to achieve? And then what are they prepared to pay for? Because I can guarantee they'll pay a lot more than you think they will, but you've got to add the value. So I think in summary, and again, somebody asked me this on Twitter recently, saying, oh, you're the expert, tell me, in 280 characters you get on Twitter or whatever. And they said, you're the expert, tell me in 280 characters, what do I need to do as a solicitor to actually become more profitable in my business? And I'm like, well, first of all, you need to understand sales and marketing. If you don't understand sales and marketing, which again, a lot of solicitors don't, and I'm not having a go at solicitors here, I'm really not, so don't come at me with that. But a lot of solicitors have never studied sales and marketing. They never understand how to overcome client objections. They never understand how to package their service in a way that looks attractive to the client so that it's a complete no-brainer to do that. And until you can get to that point, you're going to be competing in the red ocean, which is the shark-infested waters of continual price cuts until it's a complete bloodbath and nobody earns any money. Okay, so you've got to either master sales and marketing, and get yourself into a market of one, or you've got to joint venture with somebody who will do that for you. Okay, and that doesn't mean to say give away the ranch, but it does mean to say you've got to at least reach out to people like me, like others in the industry, who are willing to work with you and your solicitor's practice or your estate agency practice to ultimately help you make more money. And that's exactly what we're about. And that's exactly what we're bringing to the marketplace. And I've got some really exciting innovations that I'm going to be sharing with you very soon. Once we get back from India, I'm feverishly working away, believe it or not. These weird time zones are making my sleep patterns very unpredictable, but I'm working away feverishly to bring something very unique to the marketplace that I think is going to blow a lot of people out of the water and be like, wow, how can you realistically do this? We can do it because we've ironed out a lot of the problems in the process. Okay. And by working with us, it's going to be to your advantage. Okay. So I hope that helps. Thanks for the question, Anonymous, whoever you are. And let me know if you need anything else, and I'll be more than happy to help you out there as well. Okay. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. End of another webinar. I apologize if I've spoken a bit quickly. I've drunk quite a bit of coffee today to try and keep myself awake whilst we've been doing this different work in different time zones and all the travel experience we've been doing as well, which has been pretty full on. So as I say, I've got loads going on in the background at the moment. I'm super excited to bring all of this to you because I think we're going to shake up the market quite a bit. We're going to ruffle a few feathers as we're going along. So that's always pretty exciting. But I think the way things are going at the moment in the economy, and interestingly, the set of in-laws are asking me this question: what's happening in the economy in England? What's happening with Rishi and all the rest of it? And I do see some potentially darker times ahead. I do see a big change in the property market coming. That's just my own view. Not trying to scare anybody here. I understand that there's a lot of different opinions out there at the moment with interest rates and what's happening with mortgage prices and all the rest of it. But from my side, I still think there's a lot of problems that weren't worked out from 2008. And what has happened over the course of the last sort of 14 years is that they've inflated the asset values on their bank books to try and get themselves out of a big nasty hole. But I'm still convinced that a lot of problems haven't been dealt with, which will probably start to come to light over the course of the next 12 months. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting ride. But I definitely think now, well, actually 6 months ago was the time, but now is definitely the time for any estate agents or solicitors or surveyors or letting agents or anybody who's involved in the property market. Now is the time to really start to change your game as far as how you go about marketing and selling your services and how you go about marketing and disposing of properties for clients. Because the changes that are coming, I think it's going to reward those who play the longer term game. Okay, so the whole list it on the internet portals and sell it or let it quickly is going to change drastically to it could potentially take 6 months to sell a property. And what do you do in that period of time? How do you then keep your business, the doors to your business open when you've had 18 months of delayed fees coming through your pipeline because of delayed transaction times and all the rest of it? It's playing the long game now, which is going to win. And it's only those that are embracing a lot of the things that I talk about in Estate Agent Secrets that are going to win the agency game in the future and the professional services game in the future for property professionals. So there's a lot going on, a lot of which we're trying to solve a lot of those problems for people. So it's going to be very encouraging to work with a lot of you guys in the future going forward. I'd encourage you to reach out to me if you're interested in getting ahead of the pack, because there will be a tsunami when everything starts to be released. There will be a tsunami of people coming in and saying, we need to work with you. And then it'll be too late because can't work with everybody. We can only work with a limited number of people or a limited number of businesses to give them the level of standard of service that we want to. So I will encourage you to reach out to me before then. But certainly from our side, any members of the public who are watching this, anybody who's got any property questions at all, whatever they're related to, please send them in to us. You can send those in to our website, which is wiggywam.co.uk, or you can send them in via our email address, which is happytohelp@wiggywam.co.uk. That's happytohelp@wiggywam.co.uk. Or you can reach out to us on Twitter, which is at @wiggywam_UK. Okay, and we'd be delighted to take all of your questions. We'd be delighted to deal with them. I'm going to be around here in India for the next week as well. And it's a bit touch and go as to whether or not we'll be back from our travels in time for next Wednesday's webinar. So I'll keep you guys posted as to whether or not that's going to go ahead or not. I'm hoping it will be, and it'll be after we've had what I think will be an enlightening experience at the top of a mountain, which will be pretty awesome. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, let's see how we get on. And if I can make it, great. We'll do another webinar next week. If I can't, we'll bump it to the Thursday and we'll run it then as well. So great to spend some time with you guys. Thank you so much indeed for tuning in. As always, as I say, any questions that you've got, send those in via the usual channels. And I'll look forward to seeing you all very soon on another episode. All right, you take care, guys. Thanks for joining me. Bye.